Hey, what's happening YouTube? Hope you guys are well today. Let's make a little video. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about one thing in particular. It's talking about monthly data fees, banking fees, any kind of fees that you have to pay on a month-to-month basis, the cost of doing business, very important things in fact. Now, in this new generation, this technological generation, there is more and more subscription services being offered to us left, right, and center. Pay for this, pay for that. As smart millennials, we need to be aware of this and we need to know what we need and what we don't need, all right? The system is not necessarily designed for you to move forward in your financial success, for example, right? But if you want to move forward, you need to know what you need and what you don't need, and that means being honest with yourself. All right, so let's keep this video pretty simple here. Let's talk a bit about data fees, platform fees in general related to trading, and I also want to touch a bit on the Canadian banking system and how pretty much the Canadian banks, in my opinion, is a crook institution, and I will say that they don't deserve any of my money per se, and I don't think they deserve your money either. Let's get into this video right here and we'll talk about data fees. So first of all, how much data do you really need when you're trading? All right, a new trader getting into trading, they don't know what market they're trading, therefore they're going to subscribe to all the data that they think is necessary. So they're going to subscribe to stock data, futures data, options data, news service alerts. They're going to subscribe to everything they possibly think is going to benefit their trading system. They're going to buy courses, they're going to buy trading systems, they're going to buy and buy and buy, and then at the end of it you're going to realize that none of it even helped you get better as a trader, and then you're going to end up right back on this video saying, damn Chris, you were right, I didn't need to buy anything. All I needed to do was focus on that one market that I'm trading to continue to develop my knowledge and my systems relating to my own experiences. So I'll give you an example. When I started trading in the first year or so, I was subscribed to at least $30, $40, $50 a month of data fees, and in reality that wasn't necessary and it wasn't actually benefiting my learning curve at all, because I was paying attention to too many markets at once and I was not really focusing in on what needed to be focused on. That's it. Now fast forward a little bit, I'm about 2 years into trading at this point, pretty much non-stop for the last 2 years. I mean, a couple of month breaks here and there, and right now I'm subscribed to pretty much nothing. The only data I subscribe to is the CME Globex, and that's it, because the only market I pretty much trade is the NASDAQ futures, because I realized that this market fits my style and that's all I need to trade. To get to this point that I'm at now, it took me many months of learning about markets and learning about what works and what doesn't, and what markets I want to trade and what markets don't really work. The NASDAQ and the S&Ps, guys, pretty much a gold mine every day. Once you learn how to trade volume profile and that kind of stuff, I mean, the thing is full of opportunity every single trading day that passes. I mean, yeah, you could say we're in a low volume float, market's just going up on fumes at this point, but there's still opportunity on an intraday basis. That being said, how many data subscriptions do you really need? I just told you, I only have one. I'm subscribed to the data with IB, and they actually refund you the data at the end of the month. So it's $11 a month, they refund it to you, so it's basically $0 a month. Now, if you watch my data comparison video, I recently learned that CQG data is actually about 100 miles better than the IB data because it's less laggy and the level 1 feed is much more accurate. I decided to open up an account with AMP Futures and get the CQG data feed. Now that $11 a month is non-refundable, but guess what? I support that, because the lesson behind this was you get what you pay for. That $11 a month that gets refunded to you for the IB data feed, paying it up front for the CQG, in my opinion, is 100% worth it. It's the cost of doing business. All right, fine. So I have admitted to myself that $11 a month right there is all I need in order to trade the market I'm trading now. I don't need more than that. I don't need to see stock data. For example, I have the $2 a month on TradingView for NASDAQ just to watch Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook, just to see like a general form of live data. But at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily help you when trading NASDAQ all the time. You know, you can trade NASDAQ futures without necessarily looking at Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, whatnot. What I'm getting at here is that you need a lot less than you think you do. As a millennial or as a person who is growing a business and who is looking to see some potential growth, you need to be somewhat of a minimalist. You can't be spending your cash unwisely, keeping that cash as a cushion and using it to grow your business further, right? And again, getting back to the fact that in this day and age, with 1 million new data subscriptions and streaming platforms, you don't know where to put your money and how many streaming platforms you should actually have. All right, guys, so let's go into the Canadian banking system real quick here. Sorry for any US people watching this video. Well, let's talk about strictly about Canadian banking. In Canadian banking, we pretty much have a few options, all right? One of them is TD. Now, this bank right here is probably one of the best banks in Canada in terms of their, I like to call it, execution, right? The transactions are very fast. You can send transfers extremely fast and probably do wire transfers. It's good for business banking and all of that. But the one thing they don't have is an account that you can have open and pay zero fees, right? So for example, I don't want to pay banking fees. Why should I give you $4 a month just to have a bank account open so I can receive a deposit and then pay my rent, for example? All right, there's no reason for me to have a bank account with you and pay you $4 a month to have that bank account. What are you really giving me? All right, so the reason I say that is because there's better options. One of them is Tangerine. We'll get to that after. So this is the minimum account they offer. It's $4 a month, and basically that's unwaivable. You can't waive this $4 a month. That is for life. Do you, out there watching this video right now, are you willing to give TD $4 of your hard-earned money every single month just so you can keep money in their account? So now let's go into this unlimited checking account, for example. So if you have this unlimited checking account, the story is, so the monthly fee is now $17 a month, all right? And you need to keep a balance of $4 grand in that account every month if you don't want to pay this $17 a month. So let me ask you another question, guys. Why would you keep $4,000 of your hard-earned money in this bank account doing absolutely zilch nothing just so you can avoid paying $17 a month? All right, people don't ask these basic questions. They just listen to the bank teller and they open the account because it's a good service and it's a trustworthy institution, this and that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you're getting ripped off. The model that this bank follows is a model that is meant to rip you off. All right, and I don't support that. My hard-earned money, I'm self-employed. I do not intend to give them $4 a month of my hard-earned money for the rest of my life, for crying out loud. So that's why I simply choose to not support their service. And I am saying this in a YouTube video so that potentially some of you wake up as well and stop paying bank fees. All right. So one option we got in Canada is Tangerine. This bank right here has got no fees on any accounts pretty much. All right. Now, if you're trying to do more technical stuff like wire transfers to other countries and that, then obviously they probably have fees for that. But when it comes to having a basic checking account and a basic saving account where you can move money in and out and around and also do free e-transfers to your friends and to your family, this account is pretty much the best thing you can have in all of Canada right now. And by no means am I affiliated with them. I'm just saying that I appreciate their service because they're the only bank in Canada that is not following the crook model of charging you $5 or $10 a month unless you keep $3 grand in the account. My $3 grand has better usage. So if you're from Canada and you feel like opening an account with Tangerine, I'll put my orange key in the description and it's going to give you $50. It's also going to give me $50 to buy more coffees. Pretty much what I'm trying to get across in this video, guys, is that if you want to maximize your growth in the long run, you need to cut your fees on a month-to-month basis, guys. Look, so I use the platform Jigsaw Day Trader to view order flow, right? But I do not execute orders off of the platform because there is a fee of $50 to execute a live account off of the platform. There's nothing wrong with that $50 fee. In fact, it makes sense for a professional trader who executes solely off the platform. It's fine to pay $50 a month for that. But in my situation, I'm comfortable executing off of the IB chart with hotkeys, for example. Therefore, I don't see a need to pay $50 a month just so I can click on the price ladder and put in my orders that way, when I can just put them in with a keystroke and put them into the chart on the right-hand side, right? So that's just an example of a simple thing that saves me $50 a month. I'm making a sacrifice by saying I want to execute off the chart. Why do I need to pay $50 a month just to execute on that platform, all right? Just a basic idea. That's pretty much what I'm talking about. Keeping your data fees as low as possible. When I first started trading, probably I had about $30, $40 a month in fees, and guess what? I wasn't profitable, and nobody's profitable in their first year or two of trading unless they're a Robinhood trader that put their whole account on Tesla calls and then they made $500,000, and then you got this 23-year-old kid sitting on $500,000, and guess what? He's gonna lose it by the time he's 30 because now he has the example in his head that he can just bet all in on Tesla calls and he makes all kinds of money, right? So my situation's a little bit different, where I actually kind of did a lot of the nitty-gritty work of trading in my first 2 years. I haven't necessarily received a streak of luck like some of these young Robinhood traders who decided to go all in on Tesla calls, for example. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but you know, the market will teach you one way or another. So guys, keep your data fees as low as possible. Basically, my data feed is $11 a month. You need to just come to terms with yourself and say, do I really need this data? Do I really use the data? Is this data really benefiting my workflow? Is my business more profitable because I have access to this data, for example? So one other example I can give is the NASDAQ Global Index data, where you can see the total volume on the buy side, sell side, and the tick, trend, and advancing and declining issues, right? So this is a data that I subscribed to for a few months, and then I realized it wasn't even benefiting my trading at all because I don't even look at it half the time. I'm looking at the freaking order flow. I don't need to see how much buy and sell volume is on the NASDAQ index. I don't need to see how many advancing and declining issues there are because 60% of the NASDAQ is in 10 stocks anyways. So who cares if the other 80, 90 stocks are declining? It won't even matter as long as fucking Tesla and Apple are going skyrocket to the moon, right? So keep your data fees low, guys, and I wish you a fantastic day and take care. Bye.